It's Monday, August 18th.
Air Canada has really refused to bargain with us, and they refused to bargain with us because they knew this government would come in on their white horse and try and save the day. Well, these workers here said, no, that's not on. We're going to stay on strike.
Air Canada flight attendants remain on strike this morning despite a government order to return to work. More on what it means for the thousands of travelers left stranded just ahead.
It was a backdoor entry. I'm totally against that.
I'm glad that Poilievre is going to run.
I think where you're from doesn't matter.
Alberta by-election. People in Battle River-Crowfoot heading to the polls today as Conservative Leader Pierre Poilievre seeks a return to the House of Commons. And following his meeting with Russian President, U.S. President Donald Trump is set to meet with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy in Washington today.
You will be paying much, much more than you would have been paying, say, 10 years ago or even 5 years ago.
6 weeks after Quebec's July 1st moving day, hundreds of people in Montreal still are not able to secure a place to live. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada. Welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Hey, everybody. I'm Teddy Wilson in for Lindsey Deluce.
Teddy, great to have you. I'm Kelsey
Thanks.
McEwen. I hope your Monday's off to a great start.
Yes, our kids are spending an extra day across the country in BC because they can't get home. Them and about 150 other kids that are at this camp out in BC.
Camp, yeah.
They were supposed to fly home yesterday.
Oh, wow.
But I loved your post yesterday saying at least kudos to camp staff for
Yes.
finding a way to kekeep them busy.
Well, not just that, but the camp, because, you know, as you exit a camp, there's other people that come in. So this camp, which is Rock Ridge Canyon, so shout out to them in BC, they're accommodating these extra kids coming to stay, and they don't know when they're going to get out. I know flights are supposed to resume this evening, but as you know, with these stories, there's always a lot of backlog.
Yeah, that's right. Shout out to everybody at the camp for dealing with it, too.
Yes, and I have to say to the leadership team there, I mean, in the midst of them trying to navigate two other people's chaos, they've been really great with their communication.
Oh, great. Yeah. That's awesome.
And also our kids don't have their phones, which people find really surprising, but this camp doesn't do tech. And so we got one phone call. We're joking with Libby, it's like prison. She got 10 minutes to call us from the camp phone. And they're great, they're fine.
Yeah, it's cool they're disconnecting. All right, let's turn to the top headlines we're following for you this morning. And we do begin with Air Canada. Despite being ordered back to work, Air Canada flight attendants remain on the picket lines today, bringing flights to a standstill and leaving thousands of travelers stranded.
As long as these workers are staying strong, there's absolutely nothing that they can do about it. Our message from these members today, you heard them if you were here, it was clear that they support not going to work, that they are going to resist.
So as you know, the airline's flight attendants first walked off the job early Saturday morning, resulting in the cancellation of 700 daily flights. By Saturday afternoon, Federal Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu had ordered them back to work, extending the union's prior collective agreement. But the union fought back, challenging the back-to-work order, saying it's committed to getting back to the table and wants Air Canada to negotiate a fair deal.
My concern, our entire company's concern, is our customers, particularly those that are stranded. We should be back in the air right now, but due to this illegal strike directive from CUPE to our flight attendants, we're still grounded and our customers are still facing disruption and uncertainty.
The airline had initially planned to resume flights yesterday, but it has now pushed that to this evening, canceling hundreds more flights. Even still, it gave no indication as to how it plans to resume operations should flight attendants remain off the job. And as time goes on, more flights are getting scrapped, leaving travelers with few options.
So you're sort of hamstrung from any next step, because in order to qualify for a rebooking, your flight needs to be canceled. But it's very clear that your flight is unlikely to be canceled until the 11th hour.
I came with my family here for a family vacation, and now we can't get home.
Air Canada will offer those with canceled flights a refund or credit for future travel. The carrier is also responsible for rebooking customers on other carriers. The two sides are expected to get back to the bargaining table at some point this week, with wages and ground pay still the key issues. As of now, flight attendants are only paid when the plane is in the air. After nearly 4 months on the political sidelines, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is looking to regain a seat in the House of Commons today.
There's a reason he picked this specific riding, and that is the safest Conservative riding in the country.
Poilievre is running in the rural Alberta Conservative stronghold of Battle River-Crowfoot after losing in his Ottawa area riding in April's federal election. The former MP for the Alberta riding stepped aside so Poilievre could run. He's one of 214 candidates on the ballot, a record-breaking number. And for the first time ever, voters will write down the name of their preferred candidate. Elections Canada says more than 14,000 people voted in advance polls. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy will be at the White House today, along with key European leaders, meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump. The meeting comes after Trump's meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday. Trump left those talks without a deal, but hinted on social media that things were shifting. A U.S. official says Putin has agreed to the U.S. and Europe offering security guarantees to Ukraine that would reportedly resemble NATO's collective defense mandate. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mark Carney's office confirms he took part in a call with allies of Ukraine yesterday, welcoming both the leadership of Trump in building the opportunity to, quote, end Russia's illegal war in Ukraine. A wildfire burning northwest of Halifax has forced people to evacuate from more than 100 homes over the weekend.
A few years before we left BC to here, we lost a house in a house fire.
The out-of-control Long Lake wildfire has nearly doubled in size. Officials with Annapolis County are encouraging people who have fled their homes to take advantage of shelter and food available free of charge. There are 15 active wildfires in Nova Scotia, and one is out of control. And there are now 39 active wildfires burning in New Brunswick. 8 of them are considered out of control, but no structures have been burned. 7 firefighters have been treated for heat exhaustion. A province-wide fire ban is still in effect, and all Crown lands are closed. Meanwhile, in Newfoundland and Labrador, cooler temperatures and low winds have helped firefighters with their battle. Well, 6 weeks after Quebec's July 1st moving day, hundreds of households in Montreal still have not secured a home.
That you don't have the credit history, that you don't have the references, that you don't have employment, that you're a recent immigrant, that you're not white. Just having one of those things against you will really harm your chances of finding housing.
Advocates say those struggling the most include single parents, newcomers, and low-income tenants. Among them is a 22-year-old single mother identified as Kim to protect her privacy. She's been living in a friend's apartment with her 1-year-old son since July. Kim came to Canada from Cameroon 4 years ago to study, but says her situation changed dramatically when she lost her job. According to the Montreal Municipal Housing Office, there are 216 families who remain unhoused since July 1st. And across the province, more than 1,700 households are without housing after moving day. Well, mushrooms were admired this weekend in Alberta. The Alberta Mycological Society celebrated all things mushroom at the Wild Mushroom Expo in Devon. The group is dedicated to the appreciation of fungi in the province. The event offered mushroom forays, tasting, vendors, and more.